Have you ever been through a home inspection? My name is Sean Larson, real estate broker, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We have a wide audience, so no matter if you've purchased and sold 20 homes or if you're a first home buyer, let's just review what a home inspection and the home inspection period is. These usually occur after a home is put under contract. Occasionally they happen before, but it's usually right after a home is put under contract. It's usually early in that time so that if there are some disagreements about the home's condition and the parties are allowed to part ways, you can do that early in the process so the buyer can continue looking for homes and the seller can get their home back on the market. But the home inspection is usually another layer of investigation on the home, because when you think about it, the buyer really hasn't spent too much time in the home when they put the contract on the home. So this allows them to bring in usually as many inspectors as they want. A lot of times a general inspector does the job, but occasionally you may want an HVAC, you may want a roof inspector, you may want a pool inspector, electric gate system. So it really depends on the level home that is being considered. So once the inspection is done, the results are given to the buyer, and the buyer can then review that and see if the home is in the condition that they approve. If not, and they have some hesitations there, a lot of times you have the ability to go back to the seller and request that they make some concessions. Now that may be in the form of actually performing some repairs. It might be a monetary concession. It could be that they're going to pay some of your closing costs. It could be a price reduction. So that negotiation can go several ways. There is not a guarantee there will be a negotiation. So it could be that you either are buying the home as is, or the seller just doesn't want to perform that many concessions. Hopefully there is an agreement and your deal can move forward. But that's a little bit how the inspection process proceeds. And then usually once everybody agrees, you then enter a period in your contract timeline where the deal is solid and there will not be another round of negotiations for repairs. And keep in mind, in the latter part of the timeline, usually right before closing, there is a final walkthrough where you can ensure that the repairs have been done. The final walkthrough is not another level of inspections. That is simply to ensure that the home is in like condition to when you put it under contract, and a lot of times it's to review the final product of those repairs that may have been done. It is not another level inspection. So when you go on final walkthrough, you don't start picking up new things for them to do. That's not how that works. So the inspection period is usually early in the contract timing period, just after acceptance. You go ahead and arrange your inspectors. In terms of timing, that can vary. That can vary with market conditions. It can vary per region. It might vary with the type of home. Because when you consider a larger home or maybe even a more specialty home, it could be an older home and you think it's going to require more inspections. It could be something that is going to require more inspections, and if it's anticipated there will be some repairs, it may require more time to get quotes on there. So the number of days that you allow for that, it is a negotiable thing. It is in the contract. You will just want to make sure that the market conditions you're in other words, how busy it is, allows you enough time to actually secure all the inspectors you need, him or her to go inspect the property, get the results back to you, you have time to process them, and then respond to the seller. That's a lot to happen there. So you do want to evaluate the market conditions you're in and the timeline of the vendors, the inspectors you're going to use to make sure you can hit those deadlines in that contract. So that's just a little bit about home inspections and kind of how they work in the timeline. Again, my name is Sean Larson, real estate broker. If I can answer anything at all for you about inspections or anything else real estate related, give me a shout and we'll knock it out for you. Hope you have a super day.